Well, there's two ways, depending on what I feel of the person that I'm engaged with. Oftentimes, I just say that Kunti is the name Kunti. Kunti was the yoni of the universe in ancient times, the place from which all things came. And so it makes the possibility of anything happening within the context of Kuntis being possible. To someone who I think can handle it, part of the reason Kunti is part of it is because it's this dance of the masculine and feminine that's a big part of Kuntis and everything else, is that the masculine took the goddess Kunti's name, or Kunti, and they turned it around and turned it into a word that most women don't want to hear, and that's cunt. So it's also a metaphor and an example of how the masculine can turn the powerful, magical magic of the feminine or yin into something pretty negative. I'm just the energy behind it. It's been said that I'm a light that draws other lights. And people say that I'm amazing at gathering and drawing resources. So for a long time, Kuntis, I was the total financial source. If someone I met in California needed just clearly to reset and just have some time, I would fly her to Colorado. She'd stay in the guest room and she'd have a whole month just to hang out and heal. Well, it's a lot of it's about community. I mean, so many people come there at a gathering, let's say a fire ceremony or something, and they'll be watching and observing, and then they'll come to me and say, Carlos, I have been dreaming and looking for a community like this since I moved to Colorado. It's loving, it's nurturing, and it's also very spiritual, and we're very careful about who we allow in our community. It's twofold. I mean, we closed Kunti down for a while because I wanted to refine the focus of it, which now is more of a shamanism, etc. Shamanistic, because there's so many tools in shamanism that are powerful, but it's about community for sure. But a lot of it is just like so many things, we're here to balance the masculine and feminine on this planet right now. That's why it's what this energy of the planet is suggesting. And so men never come. You know, we have these gatherings and we're men deficient. And so it seems that as I act as a sacred, safe masculine with borders and boundaries, that these women are able to bounce everything off a masculine energy that doesn't need anything in return. And so it gives women a place to explore their magic with fully, and sometimes just abandon themselves for the first time in their lives and just see how their feminine and bounces off the masculine. It's amazing how much movement these people have in a very short period of time. So it's that. It's also community. It's also a real grounding. We have American Indian ceremonies who the American Indian sees the feminine as sacred. And so all of these things are coming together to form a really safe community where we grow, and we grow in ways that are pretty much, the foundation is in the ancient, the ancient ideas of shamanism, shamanic healing, and Native Americans. Well, you can't restore the balance of the feminine back into the planet, which the indigenous said would happen when everybody thought the Mayan calendar ended. Truly, it was the time the indigenous had predicted that it's the time that signified where the feminine shifts and starts to become more in balance with the masculine. And since it's been so patriarchal or masculine balanced, we need to bring the men in, but they don't come. So what appears to be really clearly the case, and we have women who are perfect examples, as they heal themselves and through having their reflection come off safe masculine, the men want to listen. And so, no, we really want men to come. Recently, last year, I tried to get, I think I asked 18 men to join me at a place in California for a men's lovers workshop. And out of all those, only one came. So I'm wanting men to be part of it, but right now the masculine just seems to be incredibly hesitant. So no, that's the ultimate goal. And where we get most of our men actually is we found out that powerful women who are in relationship with men, oftentimes those women have a man in their life who sees them and is in service to them and sees them as sacred, so those come. But they're usually people who are already in relationship with a woman that's part of the community. Oh, I see it in this year alone. I mean, December we reintroduced the new Kuntis. We're putting together a new website, and it's magical how it was just me, but now a powerful co-collaborator of mine is bringing her shamanic healing into it. We're bringing in the American Indians to help us understand that piece. You know, we're working this weekend with a powerful doctor who's into holistic and Qigong and medical Qigong to move energy and identify our constitution. And so what we're doing now is, and we're bringing in fabulous contributors that are writers. And so what we're doing is, in the past Kuntis, I did most of it myself with a couple of women who were helping, but when they found childbirth took them away, or when they were pulled in other directions, it was me by myself. So this time I've learned the lesson that it's time to ask for help. And so all of these people are enjoying offering that they can be co-collaborators, so we can have a weekend, for instance, with a woman who is grounded in solid sacred sexuality. Or we can work with Qigong for a weekend, or we can set up a series of Qigong. We're just trying to create a community that's founded on, grounded in basic principles that are really centered in love and falling in love with ourselves and then moving that through. So that's all happening right now. It's really exciting. We're putting together a website. It's a lot of things are coming because the timing is just right. Well, so far, we just give money and help people out, and we're starting a point now where all these women who we've worked with or who we've helped through with shamanic healing or just working with them and helping them work through issues, they are all volunteering to, because they see how their lives have changed through what I do mostly, or they go to a shamanic journey class with Tracy and myself, and they start to feel incredibly different, and they start to feel things in them move that haven't moved maybe ever. And so right now we're looking for those contributors, and the general plan that is about to be instigated is I charge for my time, and yet rather than receive money, these people have an opportunity to pay money for services and counseling, because some of these phone calls last 3 hours. People come over for an hour and 4 hours later they leave, and because we get into some stuff that they want to continue to explore. So part of that is asking for exchange. It could be money exchange, but more typically, if they're going to exchange an hour of my time for an hour of their time in their expertise, whether it's somatic psychotherapy, whether it's massage therapy, whether it's Qigong, whether it's learning to do shamanic journey and get in contact with the unseen, who are such a big part of us manifesting. And it's people who do, there's a plethora of women who have magical talents that are just coming on the line and letting themselves step into that. And so those women are wanting to bring their energy and their magic. For instance, a woman I've been working with, she's a writer who was stuck until we worked through it in the 10 days that she stayed here in Denver. And now her writing is just flowing. And she just yesterday said, Carlos, when I'm moving to Colorado, I can do work for you. I can do anything in repayment. And I'm just saying, maybe you just need to write. Maybe you need to take what I put out there in the written form on the website and just make it beautiful. And so all of those things are allowing me to bring, there's a financial energy and money energy, and you know, we put off the final push to get us to be a 501(c), but now that's become incredibly important, so that there's people out there that contribute to a real estate situation we're looking at, to create places and spaces for people to live and to work in their craft in small studios on site and work with each other. And that's going to require that we get the 501(c) in place so that we're able to bring in money that people can use as a write-off. So all of those are out there, and we've got some powerful, wealthy people who just want us, that need us to be that 501(c)(3). So all of those things are possibilities. Yeah, it's that trade-off of, when I met this amazing shamanic healer friend of mine, and I asked her to work with me to help understand it more. And she asked what made me magic, and after our conversation, we're collaborating now, and it's an equal exchange of energy. It's not, I offered to pay her for extra time, and she agreed that it's an equal exchange of energy, but we need those people who are committed to helping this go, because clearly, to raise community, I can't do it myself. And we have a lot of people stepping up who have seen the benefits of being part of the work we do at Kuntis. The locations are going to be centered in here in Denver right now. We've had people who say, Carlos, let me do a Kuntis in San Francisco, but it's very important that this community grows. I seem to have a mission here to nurture it and have it grow. So even people that come in here that say they want to bring their skills in, I interview them, I hang out with them, and many of them just don't have the energy or the commitment, or there's a sense they're not bringing their expertise from a grounded, solid place that my community so sorely needs, rather than just a new wave that somebody just saw on YouTube or a TED Talk. Dedicated, grounded people who are in it for all the right reasons. That's a great question too. These are all great questions, thank you. You know, it's been coming for a long time, and the timing is everything. And so right now, we have so many ways to have our website and people who are helping grow the website, that a lot of this energy is going to be shared with a lot of people. And for me, it's just so important to understand that we're all in this together, and you have more to teach me than I have to teach you. And so to bring that masculine and feminine, and we know men will come, it's just, we believe that we're going to allow a lot of this positive change to come, because it's a fact. Some woman told me once on something we wrote on a Kunti site about Trump magic, Trump medicine. And her teacher said that was powerful. And I made the comment of, but who reads it? And the important piece of all of this is, it's not how many read it, it's the fact that we put that energy out into the planet and the universe changes energetically. And so it's not, I mean, we've had gatherings where 6 people show that were magical. We've had gatherings where 70 people show that were magical. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality and coming from a place of love, asking nothing in return. I think that's it.
Well, thank you for your time shooting with us.
Yeah, and thank you for taking the time to put this together.